When you navigate yourself around today and you see black women, what you see is an experiment that went outside the lines. What you see is America, to divide black family, they anointed the black woman the boss. They said, you know what? It doesn't matter if he don't want welfare, child support, he's automatically guilty of it because you want it. Power to the women. But just like welfare, when it came out, it was designed for them. Welfare was designed to break up families. It wasn't designed to create family. It wasn't designed to be the reason behind a piece of shit black woman open up her leg taking nigger nut. So what happens is over the generations, black women misunderstood welfare. They didn't check with their true partners to get the true perspective and the true meaning of welfare. Welfare was designed to break up the black family, not create them. So now you see women over the decades, they listen to, girls, just call the cops. Girls, just take them down in front of the white man. And now they are being born. Black women, at the moment these creatures are created, they're designed to listen to their creature creators, their mothers. Tell a man ain't this, a man ain't that. Girl, just take a man. Girl, get his pockets, this and that. And now you're witnessing generations later, black women saying, we are superior. The white man deemed us superior. We don't have to abide by the black man. We don't have to listen to a black man. And now that has gotten outside the lines. Now you see women bucking up wanting to hit a man. Yeah, they want to hit us now. They are now gangsters. And in their mind, when they buck up to hit you, when they buck up to fuck you up, it's, you know what'll happen to you if you hit me back. You know the white man is on my side. You know damn well if you touch me, you know that. So let me beat your ass. Let me jump off all in your face. Let me hold you hostage. When you say, I'm trying to move, could you get out my way? You put your they put their titties all up. No, get out, get out my house, get out my house. I ain't going nowhere, my stuff in here. You brought a cup, that's it. I don't give a fuck. A bitch ain't leaving. You trying to fuck me over. I'm asking you to get out my house. And this is the narrative of black women today. You're not going to get black women to ever acknowledge authority because they have been bred now with the understanding that they don't have to abide by it.
And what do you?
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim Wakim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity, as well as a speckled bird that may look like the other nations but are actually Yasharallah. This brother Kabul Cup coming at you with no lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on this thing, and I think it's definitely. Let's just read this verse. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. Well, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. And basically the thing here is that in this kingdom, Esau has made it so that the woman is the quote-unquote superior, and how she's the superior is obviously that's not objectively the case, as well as not the case in the eyes of Yahawadah, but in the sense of, but that is the case in the sense of, okay, well, if a conflict arises, guess who gets, who ends up suffering the most out of it in Babylon, as a whole, and the end result is the man. So the basic, and there are many different ways that the man can lose in this unless in any type of hypothetical situation where, let's say, a man and woman have a child together, the woman gets to keep the child, and the man has such a small percentage of getting that child if the mother decides not to let him have it and not to let him in that kid's life. And what else? It was I had a whole freaking breakdown, and my train of thought just left. Slakia. Like, anyway, there was the whole child support as well, where Slakia, if the woman decides she's gonna keep the kid, the courts most of the time decide to let the wife have it, and this is actually ingrained in the system, because how the system works is that they want to make sure that the so-called black man suffers the most, and that the so-called black family is divided and stays divided. As the man had said, that welfare wasn't made to create families, it was made to keep them apart. Because that's the thing. And another brother had gone to us as well, where if the husband is in the household, then they don't get welfare. So basically, the woman, they do get welfare, but it's like certain exceptions and certain situations that kind of, it's a lot. But if you, it's a lot, but I don't want to go too much into it. Basically, to oversimplify things. All right, and I guess in some ways, don't take what I'm saying as a one-to-one thing, because obviously there are exceptions. But basically, the thing here is that generally, if the husband or the man is not in the family, then the woman gets benefits / help from the government. And that's basically the thing, where as that continues to go on, all a woman has to do is, okay, well, I have a kid with this one man. The kid grows up, leaves the house, and all that time that she had the kid, she was getting that child support forced upon the man by the government, and all she has to do, keep on getting kids and stuff like that, and that just keep on having kids, and then and it's not even just a one-time thing. She has a kid from multiple different men, which there was that one woman that had actually said that. There's one story that I know where a woman had kids with multiple men, and then she had put all those men on child support in order to get child support. Bear with me one moment. As I was saying, I think it was intentional. She intentionally got pregnant by multiple men, all right? And then after she had those kids, she'd put all those men on child support for her to get child support from these different men and stuff like that. So that was an intentional trap by her, all right? So as a result of that, that's where you got this stuff where you have these women that are trying to game the system, but also perpetuating the wickedness that Esau has put in place. Esau set this system up so that the so-called black men have a hard time finding jobs, having a hard time making money, all right? But also, in addition to that, there is also the matter of as a result of the so-called black man not being able to provide, it is easier for the woman to, just be lazy in not having a man in her thing, and she doesn't have to do it. Well, yeah, actually, she still has to, do all this stuff for herself. But even then, like, only when a man is able to prove that this woman is crazy, she put people's lives in danger, she's a threat to the child, threat to me, threat to everyone around her, that he's able to get the child. Slakia, again, let me try to move back and get to the topic again, where the next thing is that when it comes to attack, physical domestic violence and all that stuff, as the guy was saying, if a fight breaks out, then yeah, guess who's more at risk of being attacked by the police or being viewed as the victim? It's the woman. All right, the woman can attack men, hit men, and all that stuff. And the crazy thing about that is that this is a universal thing. All right, it's widespread. But anyway, let's get these precepts. Bear with me one more time. Now, Isaiah 3 verse 12, as for my people, children are their oppressor, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. Which is the thing here where Esau has set this system up for people to think that women can do no wrong, women are perfect, women are righteous, and all this stuff, as they go and backstab men, they abuse their power, they hit men, and then they expect the men to not do anything. All right, bear with me one moment. Slakia again. Now, as I was saying, over here in Isaiah 3 and 12, it basically is saying that children are their oppressors, and that's the thing here where sometimes children, maybe not to their fault, are kind of issues for men. This is why it is kind of difficult. And I'm not saying don't have kids. If you want to have kids, whatever, if the Lord puts the spirit on you to have some, but sometimes children are more of a detriment, especially if you are a man of the Lord and you really want to teach your kid properly, but you get with some bugged out woman, and that woman could be, if you decide to get with another so-called black woman, or more specifically an Israelite woman, which encompasses so many different, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and stuff like that, then yeah, maybe that might sound good to you, but that disqualifies the fact that these so-called black women could end up becoming major threats to the safety and livelihood of your child and the security of your child, where yeah, you might want to take care of them, but what if she just takes that away from you, takes that opportunity away from you, and then now you can't take care of your kid, you can't even have your kid, you can't make sure that they grow up the way you want them to grow up, because the woman said, this man is an Israelite, so he's this and that, he's a threat to the kid, he's racist, is that, he's or whatever, and all that shit. Which again, that's a legitimate fear, because the so-called black women or the Israelite women or Eve, they tend to take Esau's side, and this is not just exclusive to so-called black women. Despite me saying this, I don't really know much about the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, but I do know that Eve in general definitely has been taking Esau's side. So as a result of that, as this is a general type thing, although primarily most people do acknowledge and understand that yeah, it is the so-called black woman. All right, now next, 2 Kings chapter 17 verse 8, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel which they had made. And this is the thing here where you have Eve that's taking up after, and this is obviously all Israelites, but it's primarily Eve that we're talking about today. This is not just Eve is the only one that does it. No, obviously not. But this for the sake of today, this is what is going on. This is what has been going on, where Eve is going out behind our backs and going behind our backs, betraying us, joining Esau's side, using the system to abuse her power and all this stuff. Which this is the thing where they are copying the way of Esau Edom, where you have these Edomite women that are doing all this stuff, making all these complaints while about their men, and then our women are going out and copying them, all right, when they have no business doing so. Psalms 106 verse 35, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Okay, so this is the thing here where they learn the works of the wicked, they learn the works of evil of the heathen, when they had absolutely no business. So now they're taking part of it in it. They're doing the things that they have no business doing, and it's just like what you are. And I'm not saying that Jake or so-called black man is perfect. Absolutely not. But there are a lot of good men that try their best to do good, be men of the Lord and all that stuff. And the so-called black woman definitely does not help make it hard, despite being helpmeet, intending to be a helpmeet that they're supposed to be, which is the purpose of what Yahawah and His made them to be. But instead they are a detriment and stuff like that. So then you got a whole bunch of, whenever you got so-called black men, all right, complaining and talking about so-called black women, then you got black women saying, oh, why are black men talking badly about black women? You guys hate your own people, you hate your mama and all that stuff. When it's just like, oh, well, do you realize? And that's the thing that pisses me. Slocky, I'm gonna let me calm the fuck down, because I was about to go off. I'm just gonna end that right there. All right, my bad. But yes, basically they're copying the heathen. So with that, I pray this testimony was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, above all, Shalom.